Hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to Pirate Readings. This is my new place, my new space, my new channel. And I want to welcome you all here. You are all welcome, all of everybody. I'm here for my kings, my queens, and my in-betweens. So please stick around and check it out. See what I got going on here. I am here to guide you for the upcoming week so that you know what's coming and can make better decisions. All right? That's the whole of it. This week, of course, we're going to go ahead and do the full overview for February. So hang in there. It might be a little bit longer than you're expecting, but everything else after this will be a little bit shorter. All right. So by all means, you're all welcome here. And I want to give a major shout out to Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill, my other channel. And if you're watching this on that other channel, look in the description below. You'll find a link for Pirate Readings, and you can come on over. Come on over, be a part of over here. Like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any videos. I will be cross-posting for about 2 months, but that's about it. And I just wanted everybody to come on over if you can. That would be awesome, and I'd really appreciate it. So by all means, keep an eye out for me. And I love you guys. You've been so supportive and so kind to me so far. I really just don't want to lose any of you. All right? So come on over. It'll be great. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and start getting into the reading for February, Pisces. I have this deck here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull. It's all been pre-programmed. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it out and pull a card for you for this month so that you have a guiding stone for the month. All right? I really want for you to have a card and a stone that will guide you for the month. All right. Calcite. Spontaneity. Haha. How perfect for you, my friendly, wonderful Pisces people. Spontaneity is on tap. So don't make any big plans, I mean, you can make all the big plans you want, but be happy to veer off the beaten path. If something cool shows up and you want to do something right away now, do it. Haha. Cool. That's so great. I like that very much for you. I have this deck that's also pre-programmed for you, and we're going to go ahead and lay out all the cards for you for the overview, which will be 4 columns, which is for the 4 weeks of February, and then three rows, where you are, what's blocking you, and what your solution is. So we'll talk about all of that. And while I'm laying them out, I'm going to tell you the story of what my messages are for you from Spirit, for you personally. Y'all are quite the workhorses, and so you're being asked, Pisces, to take a break here and there. Look for moments when you don't have to work so hard and you can take a little break, okay? That sounds a little counterintuitive for you, and I know you're just rolling your eyes at me. So, yeah, I know. That's how much we know you. So we want you to pay attention and take a break when you can, okay? The other message is for all 12 signs, and that's to get organized, okay? We all have been letting some things slip, and it's time for us to get organized, right? So if you're doing the organization of your home, your physical stuff, your office, your table, whatever it is, maybe you just need to clean up your room, that's cool too. Do those things you need to do, sort things out, dispose of things that no longer serve you, get organized and get prepared for what's coming, all right? We might all be carrying a little bit of dead weight. We need to let it go, all right? So let's be cool with that, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start talking about the overview, which will start with February 4th through the 10th, all right? So I have this card here is your first card for this week. This is the theme of the week. You are going to be weighing yourself against something. Hopefully it's not your own expectations of yourself. You expect an awful lot of yourself, and sometimes you put yourself into a place where there's no winning, okay? I want you to, give yourself a break. This is not only the traditional break of take some time off, but also give yourself a break. Don't beat yourself up if you're not measuring up to the high expectations you have of yourself and others. Okay? Yeah, do that, right? Be careful. This card's name is the truth, right? So what is really the truth? Are you weighing yourself fairly, or are you weighing yourself unfairly? All right? So, excellent. What's blocking you? Choices. Too many options, too many possibilities, and you haven't been able to make a decision about it. So you're sitting still, pondering the possibilities. There's nothing wrong with thinking. And I like it very much that you're taking the moment to give it the grace and import that it needs, because it is important that you pay attention, okay? Choose wisely. That's what the card is all about, okay? Cool. Now, once you've made your choice, of course, choosing wisely is blocked, so pay attention to that truth. You aren't in a position to choose wisely at the moment. Bummer, right? Because you have to get busy moving on. This is your solution. Moving on is your solution. So I'm not sure where this is going to hit you in your heart, but I want you to just pay attention to the thought that, give that very phrase a thought, you know? Take it in, breathe in the idea of moving on, and see how it makes you feel. Do you feel good hearing it? Do you feel bad hearing it? Are you angry about it? Are you upset? Or are you just like, all right, that feels all right. That feels good. I'm going to go with that. It's okay. You're allowed to make, obviously there's a lot to choose from, but if moving on is your solution and you can feel good about making that, letting that be your choice, that's okay too. We're going to go in depth on this particular week at the end of this video, so don't worry. But I'm going to move on to the 11th through the 17th. We have heartache and loss. So something is causing you to have some feelings. All right, you're going to have some feelings this week. Maybe whatever you moved on from is something you're having feelings about. There's nothing wrong with having those feelings, okay? Experiencing the feelings will help you move forward in spite of the fact that you're feeling crappy, okay? And sometimes if you just take that break, remember we talked about finding time for yourself, take that break to have those feelings so then you can process it and experience it, all right? So fertility is blocked right now. That means that you're not going to be making eggs or fertilizing and planting seeds or doing any fun things like that. None of that's happening. There's no new beginnings happening here in this moment of now. We're still in the goodbye phase, all right? There's the moving on that has brought us to a goodbye, okay? So give the goodbye its weight and its girth, right? Because if you can give it time, the solution for the week is going to be victory. Triumph. Absolutely riding off into the sunset with a beautiful flag, knowing you are moving forward in strength. All right. This is good stuff. I love this card. It's really, really strong. It's really, really great. And you are past due for some of that. Okay. So let's move on to the next week over, the 18th through the 24th of February. Base chakra. You are not feeling very squared away. You're not feeling very grounded right now. That is an important part to be aware of and understand. It doesn't mean that you're, just means you're not feeling very connected to the planet right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just something that's happening, okay? Just allow it to be what it is, and maybe get some black rocks and stick them in your pocket. Because that's how I solve that problem. When I'm feeling a little disconnected, I just put some rocks in my pocket, and that helps. Okay? There will be no recognition right now, okay? There's no bowing. There's no rah-rah, sis boom bah, aren't you the amazing Houdini or whatever. The reality here is they are not going to be recognizing you or giving you a pat on the back. This is no time for rewards and such. This is just time for, moving on, okay? The good news is you got things done. Maybe you're leaving triumphantly, last week, but you're doing it on your own without having to like have a big party. Okay. That's okay. You don't have to have a big party. This would be a big party. And this particular week, there is no party. So don't worry about it. Okay. You're still having triumphant success. This is your big solution. This is awesome. I love this for you. I mean, you got triumph 1 week, you got triumphant success the next week. Hello? Whatever you're moving on to instead of, whatever that was that you had to make a move on from, hello. This was a very wise decision, and you're getting a really good vibe from that. Very excited for you. Huzzah! Excellent. Alrighty. Let us move on to February 25th through March 2nd. All right. Well, isn't that interesting? We have an emotional loss somewhere in this mix. You went from heartache and loss to triumph in the same week. Then you went from disconnected to triumph and success. Now you're starting this week with emotional loss. So I'm sorry about whatever you've lost. I'm sorry it's making you feel so many feelings. I know that sometimes being emotional is not your comfort zone, even though it is something you do pretty easily. It doesn't mean you like it, right? So in this moment of now, you might be having some extra feelings. I want you to just accept that. Allow it to wash over you. Maybe you'll have to take a break to make that happen. But the waiting game is over. So it's blocked. There is no waiting. There's no time for you to be waiting around. Everything is happening, and it's happening now. Okay? So here it is, the final week of March. Hello, or final week of February, and things are getting rolling. Okay? That's good news. But you definitely want to be alone. Your solution is to be alone. Even though things are on the move, you're going to be on your own. So you don't need any help with what you're doing. Okay? You're going to handle it on your own. You're going to take care of business. You are going to be possibly learning a little bit of something, because she's got a book right there. There might be some special moves you're making. There's this thing behind her looks like a chess piece. And I want you to think about the moves you decide to make. Okay? Be careful with what moves you decide to make so that you are playing the game well. All right? So study up on that and be careful how you move. All right? So, you know how I like to save these cards off to one side. I'm going to do that now. And we will indeed get on with going deeper on this first week of February. All right. Oh, my cat is like right here. Hello. Hello. Hi. Busy. Hi. So, he's a good boy. Sometimes. He has moments, as we all do. So this is a portion of the Alleyman's Tarot, pre-programmed and ready to go for you. I'm going to go ahead and lay out some of these cards and see where we get to, okay? So we can add more information and have more understanding of what's going on here. All right. Okay, so remember we talked about the truth and how we were probably weighing ourselves inappropriately and or holding ourselves to a higher standard. We wanted to look at that a little more openly and a little more clearly and not have such high expectations of ourselves, okay? Now, this is the Seven of Bells, which shows that there's people here who are looking up to you and admiring you, and I want you to pay attention to who they are. And remember that when you hear bells in the next week, to pay attention to what's going on around you when you hear the bell, okay? Think about what are you thinking about? What's happening around you? What trouble are you working on? And remember, this person in the middle is very two-dimensional, like a paper doll or something. So this is a two-dimensional person, not a three-dimensional person. So these people are looking up to an image of somebody they think they see, not who's really there. So one more time, are you weighing yourself properly, Or are you looking at a two-dimensional version of who you think you should be? Is your hero so overblown that you haven't looked at them clearly? Careful with those heroes, okay? Because they're just as three-dimensional and broken as the rest of us. I don't mean that in the negativist way that it just came out, but I am saying they're human. We all have frailties, okay? And we don't have to, live up to everybody else's expectations, or even our own. Now, the Masterless Knight is here. He's kind of cool because he will kill for anybody, okay? He has no master. No one's telling him what to do. He does what he wants to do and only what he wants to do. But he has all the tools, right? Sort of a magician without a plan, So when you come across the Masterless Knight, number one, watch your back because he could hurt you as much as you hurt him. But at the same time, you could befriend him and enlist him to help you fight your battles. It's another option. But ain't nobody coming out of this alive. He's an assassin, right? So be careful when you're dealing with this guy, okay? He may look cool and freelancy and whatnot, but if this is your hero, my goodness, right? If this is your hero, no wonder you can't measure up. Just know that you pay such a huge price to live that life. And you have to look at the full picture of who he is and what his life is like before you consider the possibility of having him around, okay? Just saying. Now, this here is the Choosing Wisely card. We want you to remember that these options were there and you were thinking about them, but it's all blocked. You don't get to have any of these options. So, you don't have any options. Sorry. Choosing wisely isn't an option. But we have the Joker. And Jokers are what? Wild, of course. So, Joker's wild is blocked also. So, with the Joker blocked, being able to make anything you want of it is not true, right? Can't make anything you want of it. You can't choose wisely. Maybe you shouldn't choose at all, right? And we have this interesting death card that has all kinds of interesting sort of, let me find one place without glare. Eeks. There you go. So yeah, look at that crazy cool death card. So there's like the Bates Motel up there and what looks like the silhouette of people in front. I don't know if they're hugging. Kind of looks like a hugging couple, but they look like they escaped from that place. They got out of there. They let it go. They let go of that structure that was holding them. And I feel like if this was in an upright position and not blocked, I would say that this is all about if you're part of a community or a structured lifestyle of any kind, that you should probably consider leaving it and letting it go. But because this is blocked and in the blocked department, you are not in a position to walk away from any structure right now, okay? So it may be what you're hoping to do, but of course, choices are blocked. You have very limited choices, and they would have been wild. So everything's blocked. So, and you should really not leave anything, any structured potential situations, okay? Interesting. And then, of course, the solution comes out. Moving on. So you're moving towards the light. I like this for you. I don't know in what way you're moving on, since everything is blocked. I feel like maybe you're not moving on as an away, but moving on as in moving forward, right? Moving forward in the same direction as you've been in before, not leaving anything behind, but using your compass and paying attention to where you're headed, and maybe not dusting off those goals yet and making them strong and intense yet, but we're definitely getting ready to move forward, okay? Now then, you have a like-minded lady. I feel like she's one of the people sitting around saying, nope, you can't change your mind now. Don't do it. I feel like she is like-minded, but in this case, she's the one bossing you around. How very interesting. She is the one who wants you to stay the course where you are. Don't change. We're not ready for you to change yet. Don't make any big moves because I said so. She's decided you need to not change your moves. All right? That's interesting. So, haha. Now then, we have the battle card. This battle is interesting because it shows a wolf and a rabbit, and the wolf lost the battle with the rabbit, which is very unusual, of course. And of course, this means that the rabbit, that sometimes represents fear, but also sometimes represents fertility and joy and lovely things and babies and all that good stuff. Multiplication, right? This is something that the bunny won. The bunny has won this battle. And because the bunny won the battle, I want you to pay attention to that and know that, yeah, this is absolutely a situation where you want to go with the flow. If anything positive comes out of this, you want to keep going with it. It's actually a water card. It says so on there. And water is one of your elements. So, hey, it's kind of cool. This is an intended card for you. I see you choosing your battle in that situation. I feel like you're winning the battle if you're the bunny. I guess the question is, are you the bunny or are you the wolf, right? In this case, maybe she's the bunny and you're the wolf, and therefore she's dominated you and made you do what she wanted to do. But maybe then again, you need to move on from her. I don't know. Lots of questions. So some of my Pisces will be doing that. Some of them will not be doing that. Y'all see who you are in this questionnaire, right? This is not a one-to-one reading, but if you end up with more questions than answers and you want a one-to-one reading, you can check it out in the bottom. There are links for that. I'm available for you. So please reach out and we'll figure it out. All right? Like and subscribe. I appreciate all of you so much. You matter to me, and I want to be here for you. I want to help. Is what I'm here for. And thank you again for being here. And we'll talk next week about the 11th through the 17th.